Hello, everyone. It is Chaos Karen, and I have survived to be able to tell you the tale of what the heck is going on with the marbles. The first thing I want to show you is this special dossier, which I have playfully called the Chaos Conspiracies, to explain what's going on with Eliza Coin, because I know everyone wants to, buy low, sell high. I think that this summary here beautifully illustrates all the events of the last week or so. So if you look at January 6th, that's the day Hannah left, sadly. There was a sharp, drop due to the chaos caused by Daniel Kennedy leaving. So, there's some people who are bearish on the Eliza coin. Value dropped significantly, but then there was some rising action. Things got dramatic. People got invested. And then all hell broke loose, and Hannah left. And things were at an all-time low there in terms of Eliza coin's value. They sold when things got hot, and then value dropped again. The next day, there was some steep rising action. As people get invested, is Karen Mack leaving? Is Will Trader leaving? And then things are up and down. And ultimately, we actually have quite a high, quite significant increase in value in Eliza Coin on January 7th. The apex here that lines up with the time Will Trader was announced to be leaving the circle, which is very sad for me because Will Trader is my friend. And Eliza Coin's doing pretty well, I think. We'll see how it does today, But that's what's going on with Eliza Coin. Now let's talk about what this sauce is about. I know some people have been wondering, what does this really mean? Let's just say this is a model or a representation of how well the marbles can predict who is leaving the game. So far, the Spasas has accurately predicted 5 out of 6 times who would be leaving the game. And my theory, based on ample evidence, leads me to believe that it did predict Will Trader's departure successfully. And I'll get into that in a little bit. Also, just want to touch on that the Spasas has also predicted 100% of the time that, actually, I feel like this is outdated, this model. It should be really, instead of victim, victor or victorious. So if you do an opposite day thing to this chart, it actually essentially predicts who will be staying 100% of the time. So I'm just going to explain to you why the model predicted accurately what was going to happen. So Will Trader left via Devon Neville. Okay, the name Devon Neville came up during the race yesterday, but they were trying to signify, yesterday was so chaotic, right? There was 500 marbles in the marble race. The marbles had a hard time revealing that it would be Will Trader because there's so many. And at 1 minute and 5 seconds, Devon Neville's marble was the most clear. The marbles managed to get that message, a sort of indirect message. And they did a pretty good job given how much chaos we're dealing with here. So hence Chaos Karen coming to you today. So what's the deal? Why are they related, or how are they related? So I'm going to close these as I go along. But I'm on Devon's Facebook page. And I noticed, bought a house May 31st, 2013. Congratulations. Why is that significant? Well, first of all, Will Trader, who is a friend of mine on Facebook, not friends with Devon on Facebook, so we can eliminate that as a connection. So let's start with his social media activity. Bought a house, 2013. Bought a major, maybe his first major asset, I don't know. But I think so, maybe. So, fine. We got that info. Now, if we go to his Twitter, you actually might see that, oh no, I closed it. If you look at August 7th, 2013, I'm just going to scroll up. Here we go. I'm pretty sure I'm down to about 3 friends, LOL. Hashtag rich and lonely by 2015. Okay, so in the summer after he bought his house, he was like, look, I am going to be successful by 2015. I'm going to do it on my own. It says lonely, maybe he's going to, make sure he has some time to think for himself and really achieve his own goals. Okay, fine. How did he do in 2015? Well, 2015, me right now. Looks like Devon is alone, covered in velvet. That's pretty fancy. I feel like this is a picture that, despite the person here, at that point, I think she was doing still pretty well. But blanketing, comfy, etc. So now how did we get to this point in 2015? I actually traced back to when this all started. And so I'm going to scroll back down to April again. I traced it back. And if you look at April 12th, 2013, I'll explain to you very soon why this is significant. Starts off with, those 2 Red Bulls got me all thrown off, ... What to do today? Okay. So I believe that this was the day where Devon Neville's investment portfolio really started to take off. A month later, he closes on a house and things are going strong to 2015. He's draped in velvet. And I'm curious to know what happened after, right? So remember April 12th, 2013. What happened on that day that makes me think it's so significant and how it ties to the future? Well, April 12th, 2013, date of birth of this pony named Devon Neville. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, so what? That's pretty big coincidence, but so what? Well, this was listed on this, it's kind of like, it's like an ad, selling this pony for $6,500. This happened on February 27th, 2020. Okay, so by some strange turn of events, we have a horse with a similar name, not exactly the same, but similar, listed on February 27th, 2020. Okay, let's see what Devon was doing around that time. So the day after, actually it's the same day because Australia, he was in Australia and he traveled from the future back to the US. So, around the same time frame, like within the same 24 hours, back on US soil with a proper cocktail. My main complaint about Australia was that the alcohol was expensive as hell and the drinks were weak as hell. I needed about 8 Red Bull and vodkas to feel a buzz, and that was probably from the Red Bull. So, look, you wanted to know what was going on in the future? Future Devon? He's doing well. He was able to travel to Australia. Remember before he was drinking 2 Red Bulls? Yeah, well, guess what? Devon Neville is successful as fuck and has now 8 Red Bulls. So just saying, he's doing really well. He's in real estate at this point. And I believe that he realized, okay, I'm paying a lot of money for alcohol or things like that are really cool, that I thought were really cool, but I'm getting like a weak return. You know, the drinks were weak as hell. So he really wanted to spend some money and get a strong return because, you know, he's an investor. Bought his first house in 2013, etc., etc. Okay, look. So he sees the pony. He's like, holy shit, look at this pony that can support a full-sized human. $6,500 Canadian. Okay, remember Eliza Coin? Well, I believe Devon Neville was a believer in Eliza Coin when it first started around 2013. He bought in, and what do you need to do when you make it big with a cryptocurrency? You need to trade it for, like, for example, Canadian currency. So, who did he need? He needed a trader. Could it be Will Trader? I think so. So, I think this pretty much proves the connection between Devon Neville and Will Trader. And I'm just going to close this because no one needs to see that right now because we're talking about the Spasas. But that's what happened, folks. You know, the marbles told us Devon, in order to get to Will Trader among the 500 marble chaos that ensued. I'm just going to pause the stream because it takes like a little bit for the marble game to load. So let me just work this out. All right, so I closed most of the tabs that I could in Chrome, but hopefully this doesn't crash or anything. So we're doing a marble race to determine, you know, what the marbles are trying to tell us. And I actually picked track number 46 because if you add up all the numbers in the date April 12th, 2013, the day that Devon Neville, the pony, was born, and also the day that Devon Neville started to think about strengthening his portfolio, adding up all the numbers, it's 46. So I did try this yesterday. Not yesterday, today, I guess in the future is today, but technically I recorded this yesterday. I did do a trial run without having done any of the analysis, but so I do know generally the track. I'm familiar with it, so this should be a fun thing to commentate. So let's see. I just want to show you that there is no rigging here. Everyone's in here, including myself. See? So just, you know, I want to make that transparent. I want to be transparent after yesterday's, you know, scandal. So yeah, we've got 82 marbles. We're about to race. I hope that I get this right, that I remember to call everything that I see in this simulation. So I've got 82 marbles racing, and I think this might be like the longest marble video ever, but a very important one, maybe. We'll see. Let's start the race. On your marks, get set, go! All right, so we've got all the marbles falling onto this tray here, and they're going to be it's going to be Eliza in the lead at first, but if I remember from my rehearsal yesterday, you know, it's this part that's kind of crazy. You get a lot of people floating up and floating down and going through the cogs in the mill. So we've got a bunch of people coming down the ramp here, and this snake ramp is really interesting. It leads to a mill, and we have Dina and now Taylor taking the lead. It's quite an ambitious track because it's very narrow, and as you can see, sometimes people fall off the track. So right now, John Marmo in the lead, but I don't know if he's going to make it. Nope. Looks like Lee Lewis also falling off. Let's see what second place, third place. Oh, okay, we're losing a bunch of people here. So let's see who survives. Derek. Remember Derek from the conspiracy pick? I think he might be the conspiracy pick this time because no one was on the track at 105. So I don't know. Derek, do you think that you might be the marble conspiracy pick again today? We got Rocky Ferguson in the lead, and Derek's still in the lead of this whole thing. I mean, we could get a convergence here today if Derek can pull through. I mean, Kristen Williams still not too far behind. We've got Nubs here, so this could stop him, but I don't think there's any stopping Derek. Just kidding. Looks like we've got let's see, Tristan Williams, who won the marble race. So we almost had a near convergence here with Derek McMullen right behind. He might have even been the winner if he had just navigated those nubs correctly or more efficiently. Let's see what the rest of the crew is doing. We've got a whole bunch lumped in together at the nubs. Looks like Matthew Papa, who has been very busy hosting Ascendance, he's kind of behind. Francis, who just came off of the Ecstasy season, trailing behind. Can't blame her because that season was tiring. So you deserve it. A little bit of a break. No need to, strain yourself. But congratulations. Looks like we have someone who will not be going home this time. All right. There we have it.